What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 AI only world battle with historic spawn dates. A lot is developing. Brazil is now at war with pretty much the whole world, although the Mayans are not at war with them, so it doesn't matter too much just yet. And are they finally... Wait, no, this settler's always been here. I was going to say, they're moving this one. No, the Aztecs just killed it and took it as a worker. Looks like finally the Mayans should take the Incan capital, whether they do or not, I don't know. The Songhai just grabbed this Moroccan city in a peace deal, I presume, because its population didn't drop, leaving Morocco pretty small and weak. And if the Songhai can hold on to all this, they'll be the biggest threat to Rome in Africa. Although the Zulu did declare war on the Songhai, but nothing's going on there by the look of it. Spain and the Inca peaced out. Are the Mayans actually going to take this? Oh, revolution. Oh, okay, so the people of the Songhai have risen up and had a revolution. Interesting. So are they now... So they've joined autocracy, so all the other major nations obviously are the majority of the big nations are autocracy. There's a few aren't. India and Korea just about surviving with freedom. It's the order nations like Songhai who are going to have problems. As I said, now they are no longer order, they are autocracy. So anyway, what am I saying? Still nothing cool is happening in Europe, but Russia did put some citadels down, cutting Sweden off from Berlin, which would give Russia... Actually, no, it wouldn't. I was going to say, it would make it easier for Russia to declare war and take Berlin. It probably wouldn't. Europe, I don't think there's going to be a war in Europe unless it's either Rome doing it, Assyria quite maybe tiny chance, or Spain. Because anyone else, France and the Celts in England aren't going to do it because they're probably just not... If they do, they're not going to have any success, is quite likely, unless the Celts do something amazing. But like with France and Denmark, they're all interlinked empires. They cannot really, they can't. And again, Sweden and Russia and Assyria all have cities just mix match all around. It would be really devastating for all sides if there was a war. So they're probably going to try avoid it. The question is whether Rome, Spain, those who are not so messed up, are willing to avoid it. And Spain are definitely getting stronger and stronger towards the late game. Did the Mayans... There is a road here. What are you doing? Although you can't really see it because I'm on low graphics and it looks awful. Ethiopia peaced out with China. Since when were they... Oh, I forgot Spain had... I can't believe I completely forgot. Denmark has gone for order. Don't know how long it'll be before they go through a revolution. Yeah, Spain's got Madagascar and this little island, so I guess that's always going to be helping them out a little bit. It doesn't really help up here in the actual Spain, I guess. I'm surprised Rome hasn't gone after Carthage, because that would really allow them to connect to their African cities and this island off of Iberia. And I mean, Carthage is at 22 population there. Surprised. Paris would be a really good city. It's the biggest in Western Europe. Yes, it is. And it would be a really good pickup if anyone could grab that city. Like probably not Rome, they'd have a tough time, but Spain definitely. England are still alive. I don't know what Spain, France and the Celts are doing, but we'll quickly acknowledge that they're still alive. The Aztecs have just grabbed another city in Australia, so we're going to see even more strength. They're finally starting to hit that point now, the Aztecs. They are at the top now of the majority of the info addicts, even more so than they were. They've got the largest military in the world now. So as expected, and their huge Pacific, oh my god, they're going for Brazil. Can we get an, I think this is it for Brazil, can we get an RIP Brazil in the comment section please? Rest in peace Brazil. They had a tough game and now the world's biggest conga line of military units is coming for them, or boats I guess. Mayans, you have one, this is your last chance. If you do not take out the Inca, the Aztecs are probably coming for you next, and if you take out the Inca, you'd be doing very well in this world. All you have to do, they're just sitting their units here, they're not moving them in. And since when did Polynesia build their Mauis? How did Polynesia build these here? I'm confused. Okay, maybe they can do that. Are they sending anything? They're sending some bombers over, so they're definitely going in for Brazil. I don't know whether they need this many boats. They're leaving their Pacific coast open to an invasion from the Japanese. Wow, is Korea? Korea must be still going after Japan, okay. So they can't get these boats out. That is Korea's problem. Korea, China starting to line its borders with Korea. Persia and China definitely starting to see some units along the border. Probably some tense stuff here. And also China and India's border heating up. Luckily Persia don't have to worry too much about India because the massive amount of mountains here. Sometimes I do get rid of mountains, but I left them in for this game. Because yeah, this is meant to be historical, how it was, and obviously it isn't exactly how it was, but historically, it hasn't played out, should I say, but historically there was mountains here, and mountains always have a huge effect. Like, I mean, if Armenia the mod would have worked with this, for example, they would probably still be here, despite being surrounded by powers. Anyway, Babylon, what are you doing? Why are you being so quiet, Babylon? You started so well. I like seeing you do well, but you're not being aggressive enough for my liking. Maybe that's just Nebuchadnezzar. Maybe he doesn't want to get into any wars. Obviously, like I said, overlinking, Rome here is actually, you know, next to Babylon. They have a border. They won't want, and a big one here as well. They won't want to get too angry. And okay, a massive one in Africa. I wasn't thinking. They're not going to go after Rome. Who would Babylon go after? I mean, they could go for Assyria's capital, and maybe even what is Constantinople, technically, that region, this city, Corinth of Assyria. You could probably go for those two cities and just finish off the threat from Assyria and have control then of the entrance to the Black Sea, which would mean, and if Babylon had this, it means Rome's not going to get it anytime in the near future. That would be the big turning point there. But anyway, we're going to go to turn 450 again, probably, more than likely. I did that with the last campaign. And now I'm just going to focus on my Let's Play as Kongo until Civ 6. However, I think that might finish early. It might, and if it does, I've got a really interesting idea, which I'm going to share with you now. And I want you, if you're watching this far, let me know what your ideas is. If you remember the longest Aeoni battle, the one where we just did a 43 Civ world, which was really cool. I finished at turn 450. However, if there was a few, maybe, time to go, I could definitely push that battle forward more, maybe skip 50 turns and show you again what it looks like, because I'm saying there may be 4 or 5 videos maybe to push out before, in between when I finish playing as Kongo in Africa and when Civ 6 actually releases on the 21st of October, which is going to be awesome because that's a Friday before the school week off school starts. So that's going to be awesome. I'm going to be trying to do double uploads the day it comes out, and then the next day and the next day, and just seeing how much I can play and really get into that really get into Civ 6. So we'll see what we're doing. Obviously we're playing at higher difficulties now. My Kongo game is being played at Emperor, which means I'll probably go into Civ 6 at Emperor as well, or maybe I'll drop down to King again. I don't know what system they're using for difficulty. I haven't been following the news too much, which I should probably look into it more. All I know is I'm going to be probably, as it stands right now, I'm going to be playing as Norway. That is all I know. So, I mean, they may release a new Civ that I play, because obviously my first Civ 5 Civ I played as the Songhai, and that was a really fun game. They are definitely still probably my favourite Civ for lots of reasons. Just that personal reason, I played them first. They've got awesome colours, that is always important. I really love the orangey colour on the map. And they're just really, I love their units as well. That's pretty cool. Oh, where the hell is this? Are they going for Brazil as well? Okay, so Brazil's going to get taken out this turn. But the question is, what are they doing next? There is no way they are sending this many boats just to get rid of Brazil. That is insane from Montezuma if he is. It looks like he is about to go after America as well. So, Inca are still alive, but it looks like this Great War Infantry may finally get the job done. Morocco obviously down to 1 city, and with 26 population, this would be a great city if Spain could send this navy around. I think Spain, because Spain are unlikely, if they sent all this navy around, they could take the Moroccan capital, and thanks to having this city here, they could probably squeeze back through without being cut off. It's going to take some time for these borders to close off. They would eventually, but it's a long time coming just yet. There's still very small bits of space. There's probably space for one more city here if the Zulu wanted to have one. Rome are very, they've got some advanced units here. You can see obviously all these Ethiopian Mihal safaris, but only one mobile SAM out here. I mean, there's a few artilleries up around this city, but pretty, wow. The Aztecs taking Rio, and that is a very big starting point. Look at this city, it's coastal. If the Aztecs went for the Inca right now, boom, the Mayans, then it's an even better reason to go after the Mayans. They could probably take this city, not quite coastal, in a couple of turns. Again, another coastal city, 2 more coastal cities. Very quickly, they could be marching on to the Mayan, well, I'd say to the Mayan South American larger cities in the middle, I guess, that's what I probably should say. But it would become, they'd probably take this capital very, I mean, look at all these units are still up here. That is why they are #1 and why we're not paying too much attention to them, because they are becoming kind of boring. There isn't any important wars going on at the moment, that is all that matters. Well, there might be, and I have no idea about it, but I'm pretty sure no one's sieging anything out. Well, I guess the Mayans are, but I don't want to keep watching the Mayans fail. Why are the Celts turned to... Okay, it's because they're the last one. That's why it takes so long. 1990, turn 410. Next video, I'll go over the info addicts for the last time. Actually, I'm probably not going to go over them till the end of the campaign now, because it just gives away too much. Whoa. Wow, that was quick. The Mayans went from doing nothing and being useless to 2 cities in 1 turn. Didn't see that coming. Inca are dead. That leaves only 2 powers in the New World. Obviously, America, pardon me, the USA and the Iroquois are still here. It's very small and not really doing much, but the Mayans solidifying South America. But I still think, I mean, I'm going to check info addicts when I've got one, like, I'm not going to go over them fully, but when I've got one sort of thing I want to look at. So we see here, the Aztecs, 722,000 soldiers. That's increased by 100,000 in the last 5 turns. And then the Mayans are 7th with half of that. But whether that would be enough to hold on, they probably wouldn't be able to defend all their cities, but they wouldn't get rolled over. I don't think they'd be completely destroyed by the Aztecs. So, where is the rest of this navy going? It's all meeting around the tip of South America here, leaving their Pacific coast. I mean, they're already building new battleships. It is incredible. Battleships need oil. They must have a phenomenal amount of oil in here. I mean, I can't see it, which is annoying because I haven't turned it on in the in-game editor, because it doesn't really matter. Most civs get hold of it eventually, but the Aztecs must have so much. It's ridiculous. Anyway, there is now no big wars going on in the world of any importance. Korea, Japan, nothing's happening, if there even are at war. And Japan, Polynesia, I don't know what these guys are doing, but nothing's happening. Where are the Siam going with this? Maybe this is Siam trying to sneak attack Polynesia. That'd be pretty interesting. Anyway, next turn. Ethiopia have surprised me that they're normally quite peaceful, so to have built up this many units, good for Ethiopia. I guess they're feeling the threat of Rome and Babylon and Persia. I guess they're bored of 3 very powerful nations now. Zulu to the south, they're pretty safe from there. Oh, they just settled this island. I didn't notice that. Ethiopia, if they built some more boats, and they definitely can now they got this island as well, they could definitely consider going after maybe Spanish Madagascar. Cordoba here, 17 population. That's bigger than any city Ethiopia has. If they could take that, that would really help their cause. It would probably bring them to a point where they'd just be level with the Zulu again. I'd say the Zulu are just ahead. Although Ethiopia, is this a rifleman replacement or a musketman replacement? I think it's rifleman. There's no way they can still have musketmen, because they're not doing badly. I mean, France just got off musketeers. Oh no, France had riflemen. Who's on about? Someone had musketmen. The Inca had musketmen, and they were doing pretty poorly with 2 bad cities. Oh my god, where is this going? This is huge. If this is going, this could be going for the... Everyone's at war with the Songhai. I'm gonna go into the no, wrong button. They're trying to embargo Russia for some reason. I don't know what they've done, but whatever. Okay, let's find... Okay, so let's quickly go over who's in the atomic era. So Gandhi is there, the Mayans are there. So this will sort of tell us who's the strongest. England are very far behind. Industrial, no. Atomic era for China. How is Sweden in the Okay, England's in the Renaissance. That's further behind. But atomic era, China. Atomic era. Who else is in the atomic era? Surprised Songhai's not there, but I guess they're going to start to do... There we go. Look at the Songhai, though. Wars with the Zulu, Assyria, Babylon, and I think that's where the Aztecs are going. Wow. Are the Aztecs going after the Songhai? I mean, They've only got one coastal city, the Songhai, but this could pull the Aztecs in very late game when the units get better and better. This could definitely pull the Aztecs towards a war. If they were to take Braga, for example, it could definitely pull them towards a war with Spain for this colony, and maybe pushing even up for Porto, Barcelona. They could definitely do it. This could have drastic effects on Morocco as well here, but it could have massive effects on the European and African civs if the Aztecs are going to start getting involved. Maybe they see the Mayans as too strong, the Aztecs, and don't want to risk it, so that's what's going to happen. Wow, that is a big development. And here, the civs that, and no one would be able to stop the Aztecs. I mean, and they could pretty much, if they put the land units here, they could cut through the Songhai pretty easily, I'd imagine. They're pretty low on units now. Take out this Moroccan city, go for this, even take out Carthage, and then they'd be facing off with Rome, and by this point, I mean, they'd have to be reinforcing heavily, which is the question, could they do that? But even then, would Rome be able to defend? Probably definitely not their African cities. This is a really scary scenario that's probably not going to happen. Let's try and imagine it's not going to happen. Anyway, Carthage peaced out with Polynesia. Okay. Russia, how you doing? You're just doing exactly what the Soviet Union did in the last AI only game. America got a peace deal with Denmark and Ethiopia. Don't know what they're doing, going to war with America. But anyway, this gap is slowly filling up between the borders of the three of the more powerful Asian nations. This area is so, like, the Aztecs could play this so smart. Like, if you were a human player, there's no threat to the Aztecs from any of these nations. Persia do not have a navy of any kind, even in the Indian Ocean, let alone in the Pacific. China, again, cannot get a navy out. And India don't have an Babylon as well cannot get their navy out to deal with the Aztecs. If the Aztecs got a nuclear missile, one even in the middle here, if you got it, I think this tile, I'm pretty sure you'd be able to hit all three cities. Or pardon me. Oh no, hay fever somehow, still in September. Like maybe one nuke, just one up here, one down here, all three cities, all three capitals of two pretty strong Asian nations, and you'd harm Assyria pretty badly. You'd plunge this whole region just into doom. I don't know, that's probably the best way to describe it. Whether or not Persia would retaliate is a different question. But then again, with that African scenario I said about the Aztecs, by the way, Rome, was it Rome? Yes, Rome, and completed the Apollo program while I was looking at the info addicts a second ago. And I don't know if you saw, but China have also done it. Don't forget, there is bonus points for if someone can win a science victory, a cultural victory, or anything like that. Let's just check. Persia influential with 22 or 28 civs. They've got 37 turns, Persia, to get influential with those other 6 civs, and they will be getting those bonus points, which will be huge for them, because this campaign, I don't know who's won, info addict wise. I think, because it's a point system, so no matter how far the Aztecs are ahead, they can only earn 1 point or so more than someone else, if it be Persia, Babylon for each category. So being twice as good as Persia doesn't mean you get twice as many points. So that's going to really influence things on who wins. I think the top 5 is going to be really, really hard to see, because I could see definitely if this Aztec force is just going back to, they just want their army in the Atlantic, not the Pacific, then the Songhai, okay, every civ, let's go over every civ quickly, I think could be in a top 5. So the Songhai, if they develop late game, definitely. Rome are there, probably. Maybe in someone like 5th place for now, but that depends how well the Mayans build up what they have now. Then you'd also, I'd say Assyria's not quite there, the same with Russia, people like that. India might be in there with Persia and Babylon, obviously. China are there, and the Aztecs and the Mayans are also very likely to be around the top sort of 6 or 7. Then it's going to be Russia, Assyria, Spain, and the Celts probably be up there, the Zulu, Ethiopia, who've been doing quite well for themselves, those sort of civs. Korea maybe, But there we go, Zulu have gone for autocracy. But that, guys, is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, maybe even subscribe if you're new. I mean, don't subscribe if you're already subscribed, because that would unsubscribe. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.